Hey guys, we're back with a bang for another review. And this time we are going to be doing Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I got this in December. It did take me a while to complete. I've only just sort of completed it, so you can see the final videos of those and all of them. But mainly because we got a new house, so I had to work. I couldn't really play the game, but bye. This game, not this game, but I did play the original version on the PSP. That's how old I am. I managed to play it on the PSP. I never completed it. I think I got to the final chapter and then just sort of fell out of love with it. But I was like, I'm going to play it and I'm also going to do all the side missions. That was a big thing for me, I think. I really wanted to do them and see what they were like, because everyone sort of raved about how many, it was like 300 of them. 30. There was like 300 of them, so I really wanted to actually complete them all, see what it was like, see if it added anything to the story. But first we're going to have a quick chat about the main game. Obviously, we all know how it ends, effectively. But in a way, it's nice to watch it, to sort of go and sort of see it happening. You know, there was all the new characters that are involved. Angeal and Genesis. I know, obviously, anybody who's seen Diverge Cerberus would have kind of knew about Genesis, but really, we didn't know about him. So it was nice to see them. And obviously, you saw Sephiroth when he was the hero, when he was still the hero that Cloud, looked up to. And obviously, Zack looks up to it in this. So it's nice to see them. And, Sephiroth actually is quite cool in it, in a way. It's nice to see him sort of proper, and, he's quite a cool guy, really. You're there and he's like, I can see why people liked him. And obviously, any clip he's in, he just kicks everyone's ass. But obviously when you fight him, he's not that great. But, it's nice to expand it out a little bit. Some of the other characters it added, I don't think it was really needed. I don't think they built Cloud's relationship with Zack that well. You kind of saw it building, but in reality, he's kind of like, oh, you live near me. Oh, you live near me. Cool, great, nice. And then they sort of become really good mates. He helps him out. He said he'll to help train him into soldier. And then they get thrown in the tank thing, and all of a sudden, he's going to just save his life like he would. And then Cloud takes his Buster Sword when he's dying. It feels like it misses a little bit there. But, they also have Tifa in. That's not needed. It makes out like that Jack, I'm thinking of another game. Zack helps get the name for Tifa's bar, as though he's the one who decides it. And obviously, I don't really think that was how it would have happened. And then also there's just the Tifa being the guide to Zack, and then Cloud in the main game obviously mentioning things and why she never calls him out on it. A bit in the same way how Aerith, maybe she would have known, because she obviously, her and Zack kind of really look, they have a budding romance, and I think that's where it would have gone. But then it turns out Cloud just literally takes Zack's girl as well. You don't do that. No, that's not good. That's like unwritten men's rule. You don't take another guy's bird. Come on, especially when he's dead. And you're no. But I think overall, it's a good game. The storyline's engaging. I think one of the main things is you do get emotionally connected to Zack. You know how it's ending, but when you see it, it's still quite hard, because you've played all this time with Zack. Zack's got a great character. Like they say in the game, he's like a little puppy. It's like, and you see it, and you're like, I like Zack. He's cool, and you really want to see him do well, and he's a proper soldier, like capital soldier, the soldier people. So I felt it quite genuinely sort of emotional in the final video, which I was surprised about. So that was good. For the side missions, so if I'll give you the final review at the end. But just hold on through the side missions, but don't go, or skip a little bit. That's fine. They're a proper grind, I would say. They are a bit of a grind. Oh, they're a bit repetitive. You know, it's 300 of them. They're not going to make all of them different because the game would be huge. You'd be like, why would you not put that in the main game? So obviously the levels get repeated. I think there's like 4 or 5 different locations and you kind of just do the same thing and they open up the little different bits where you go to. There is apparently a reason why you're doing the level. If you look on and read it, I didn't. It's not that important. So yeah, they've got a bit grindy in the middle. Things. I did like the Yuffie ones being in though. That was cool. It was nice to sort of see her as another character in it from the original game, even if, and in a way, I think she can work in it. They wouldn't really need a reference between her knowing Zack and then knowing about Cloud. I don't think she's sort of really there in the emotional bits of the original game. So that was quite a nice little cool. It doesn't really affect the story, but I'd like them to pick it up in Final Fantasy Remake and 7 Remake. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, with Zack now apparently alive. But yeah, it was a good challenge towards the end. The levels do go up quicker than Zack goes up, so they do get quite challenging. I did die a lot. I'm going to be honest, I died a lot. But I think you learn how to beat the enemies, you find like a weakness, and you can probably do it quicker than I did. A lot of the time I was trying to do I nearly beat him, I'll just do the same again. And then I die. And then I carry on doing it because I was so close. I probably should have just gone, right, well, we'll scrap all that and we'll just do it so that I do win. But in this final set of missions, the sort of 9-6-5, the 9-6 missions, you get some really, really good equipment by the time you get to it. I finished all the missions and I managed to get all the DMWs. I got the Genji gloves, the Genji helm, I got the Genji armor. I think the Genji shield's the one I didn't get in the end. And they kind of make it game breaking. Most enemies are easy because you can have that unlimited MP and AP, and you have so much health and you stack all your health up and they just can't do enough damage to you. So it took the challenge away. I think the early 9 missions are probably the pinnacle because of the level you are when you get there. It makes them a challenge, and you still have some really good equipment, so you can fight them. Then you get amazing equipment, and you just go boom, and they're all dead. Especially when you get costed punch the materia. But hey ho. I also did fight the super boss, which is through the side missions. You don't have to complete all the side missions to get there, but you do have to have done a big chunk of them and most of the 9 missions to get there, because it's like pretty much meant to be the final one you can unlock. If you sort of did all the missions as they unlocked, it's the last one you can do because you've had to have completed all the really hard ones to get there. And I'm going to say I was a little disappointed. I died a few times, I tried some different strategies, but then I found a way that basically if you just make your spirit and your vitality quite high and then massively stack your HP, she can't do enough damage to kill you. And then obviously having regen and doing Kyoragar, you have to keep your health up, but there's enough of a gap between her attacking you. There's only a couple of them that she can do enough damage, and obviously her limit break's quite hard to avoid. That was close. I nearly died on that once, but then obviously having infinite MP and AP, it stops her being able to really use that well. You do have to time a hitting her. I think that was the hardest problem, is getting the slot to actually hit her between recovering, dodging, and then not getting hit again and then dying, because she'd be like a 2-hit kill. So obviously you don't want that. But yeah, I did do it, and I'm glad I did it, because fighting the super boss is something that I've not always done. I kind of shied away from them a little bit, but I think I had a little vote on my page. Final Fantasy 9 won out of 7, 8, and 9, the original 7. I've got remake for after when I've done the original 7. If you get me. So yeah, we're gonna do Final Fantasy 9, and I fought one of the hard bosses in it. But I'm going to probably try and do the super boss in it. So keep an eye out for that. Overall, I do like the game. I love the game because I liked seeing the story. I liked Zack. And it was great. And then obviously seeing sort of Sephiroth being cool. So overall, but I think if you really like Final Fantasy VII, I think play it. But more if it's just the type of game you want to go for. If you like action RPGs, it's going to be more about that. One advantage it had over like Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, that I also did play, is that felt very button mashing. Then you could just win. This, not so much. You could do it. You could just attack them over and over again, and most of the time you'd win. But it was also easy to use the materia, use different skills. The dodging was a little better, I think. So I think overall, I'm definitely going to say this is better than Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Is it as good as the original? Oh, I prefer normal RPGs, if I'm honest. The JRPGs, the Japanese role-playing games. So I think I prefer the original. But FYI, Final Fantasy VIII is my favourite. Oh, I know, controversial. But that one is my favourite of them all, of 7, 8, 9. I'm going to hopefully play 1 to 6 when they obviously do the Pixel remaster. So definitely subscribe to my channel to get that. But thank you guys for being here on my ramblings, my random little chat reviews where I just go off in little tangents. But thank you for being here, and do subscribe to the channel, obviously, and check out the videos for Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, plus all the other Final Fantasy videos that I'll be doing. So, cheers guys, I'll see you later.